Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Teesha, and today we're going to do, I don't think I've done this video before, so I hope not, but I wanted to talk about, and I believe it was requested in the comments, but I did not catch the subscriber that requested it, so I'm sorry. But if it's you, shout yourself out in the comments down below. But today we're going to talk about the pros and cons of wax melts versus candles. So I think there's some obvious ones, and then there's a few that I just tried to sit and think about for a little bit, and I kind of came up with some that I wanted to share with you all, just to, start a conversation. But before we do that, we're going to do a little haul. I ran to ALDI's because I wanted to find the Halloween candles. I think I was either early or I missed out. I'm not sure. But I did find a few from the last few collections. So if you are one of those people that follow those like Aldi's finds or the Aldi's Aisle of Shame videos or Facebook groups or Instagram accounts, there's always like I think it's every Wednesday, or at least that's what I'm told in my area. I'm really new to this game, but every Wednesday they release some candles. Their Huntington Home is the brand, and they're usually $3.99. They have done a few different things with fancier jars or bigger styles where they go up to $5.99, but that is it. And so I have actually used a couple on this channel, just randomly running into an Aldi for something I forgot for dinner, and there they were. I think it was a random Wednesday, but I haven't really looked into it to know like all the details. So I went there looking for the Halloween ones, and I didn't find Halloween, but I did find a few that were pretty interesting. I have a new candle brand to share with you all, and then I did pick up some new wax melts. And then we're gonna wrap up this video like I'm so good at doing, right? Without too much rambling, we're gonna talk about my pros and cons of wax melting versus candle burning. So let's just jump right in. We're gonna start with, this I wanted to share with you all. This is the first time I've gotten a Goose Creek mailer, and so I wanted to share with you guys the code in case anybody wanted to use it. They've got a lot of really great scents right now. So here's the code. You can find codes online, but I didn't know that I'd be using this, so I figured I would share it with you all. It's 15% off, and it usually works on top of their sales. So I decided I would share it with you, and they're sending out kind of like a coupon, but they just don't have the brick and mortar store, so you can't really do a lot with coupons. Online shopping is pretty much it for there. But I didn't actually have any Goose Creek candles to share with you. So this is a new brand to me. This was reached out to me from the brand. They're just launching their first candles, and the brand is Aroma de Lure, and they are artisan candles. So they have 3 scents that will be launching, and I wanted to share with you. I thought they came wrapped really good, so I'm going to be honest, this was full of peanuts, but I don't do that because that makes a mess. So I took them out just to set up here, but I loved how they taped the candle up with bubble wrap. So really nice and secure. And this one is called Purple Meadows. And so I'm going to show you the packaging. They all kind of look like this. They are a 12-ounce tumbler, and I believe it is a single wick. So the wax is just white. But they sent these to me for me to try out. I'm actually going to test the burn time with a little log, and I'm going to bring you a full behind the brand video probably in October, but I'm just unboxing them now. So Purple Meadows, and let's see, I think it describes it. Notes of lavender, green leaves, chamomile, sage, fig, and sandalwood. And I will tell you, I really can smell the lavender and the chamomile the strongest. Yeah, it has a tea esque to it, as well as it's a floral for sure. So that is pretty. I like the sticker. It's very pretty. And then let me see what the other one is. So like I said, he sent me 2 of the 3, and I'll have information on all 3 when I do the video. He also sent these cards. So just in case there's any more information I can share with you all. He has an Etsy shop, and it's, or you can follow him I'll leave all the information down below as well, at Aroma de Lure, and then at etsy.com/shop/Aroma de Lure. So, and this is just candle care instructions. But yeah, this is pretty nice for a startup. It just comes with little cards. And so the other one is Sweet Romance. So let's check out that candle. Again, same little box, inside a box. So this all came in a box with packaging. It's packed very well. I think he said the shipping's $5, which isn't too bad. And this is Sweet Romance. So this is a little bit of a different, but same 12-ounce tumbler style. And this is still a single wick. And let's talk about the notes on this one. Top notes of sweet floral, middle notes of white wine, base notes of oak and lemon. Oh yeah, I can really get the lemon and the floral. I don't know about that white wine. That might be interesting burning. So I'm going to go ahead and do a full review about this whole brand and talk about the scent and everything once I get them going. But I just want to share them with you all since I'm unwrapping them. It's pretty exciting. Now let's talk about the Aldi candles. So I did find quite a few. And again, at that $3.99 price point, I went ahead and just got a few. I want to do a current burn review of just Huntington Home Aldi candles. I'm not going to do the specific scents because by the time I get that review up, even if it was like the next day, there's a possibility that you can't get them. So we're just going to talk about how they overall did as a candle brand. And that way, if you can find an Aldi or you're close to an Aldi and you've never heard about this before, I'm sure we all have, then you can be on the hunt, join one of those groups and all of that. So they had done a release last week on these number jars. They're in these matte style. They're 2-wick, and they come with a really nice gold lid. And these are supposed to be dupes for the Jo Malone fragrances. I know that she does candles and fragrances, but the Jo Malone scents. So this is number 1, and this is lime, basil, and mandarin. And I really like the herbal note. This doesn't have anything really on here. It just says basil, cedarwood, citrus fruits. So I don't know if that's notes, but I really can smell the lime too. So it's fruity with that basil. I could really smell the basil. It's stronger in here than in blackberries and basil, but I really love blackberries and basil, so don't think I'm saying something negative. The other one I did see, these are the only 2 they had, was number 21, Nectar and Honey. Now this is actually a Jo Malone scent that I have tried. So I was like, I definitely want to get this one. I really like this one. This is very, it doesn't have, it's like a hint of fruit. And I feel like the nectar must be in the peach family because it almost reminds me of like a peach. And then it's got the honey, or it's just got a creamier note to it. So kind of a sweet note. I'm excited to burn those and I will report back. I was able to also find 2 of the smoked pumpkin cider. And this one kind of reminded me of pumpkin bonfire a little bit. There's something different, a little bit different. So I'll do a little bit more research on that. There's nothing on here for notes, but these are 14-ounce 3-wick jars and they're $3.99. So I mean, it's just a sticker label, but I want to talk about these. So this smoked pumpkin cider is a hint like pumpkin bonfire, but not 100%, but that smoky note is in there for sure. So I grabbed 2 of those, and then I found this pumpkin ginger snap, and let's see what this one smells like. Oh yeah, she's spicy. She's got cinnamon in her and some ginger, and I can definitely smell the pumpkin. So I think that'll be really great for fall. And then I got a Winter Lodge. I don't know, I just thought mix it up with some Christmas. There was just random ones, and the ones I didn't grab were very floral. And I like this one. It's got a powdery note to it. Something very fresh and powdery in this one. And then, I know, I grabbed like 8 candles. Am I crazy? Rosewater Sangria. These just all interest me. So this one definitely has like a fruity note. The rosewater, I'm not sure. It smells different, but I'm not sure how to describe it. But I like it. So I want to try it. It's like the lightest on cold of all of these so far. And this one I think is the very lightest, but I really wanted to get one of these. So I was happy to find one. Honey glazed pear cider. So very fall themed. Yeah, oh, this smells so good. This reminds me of something. Maybe honey wildflower. I'm gonna have to get my candles out and do some comparisons. So that will all be coming in a current burn review. And then I did grab some new wax melts. Like I said, this is like a haul / pros and cons. So I'll run through these. I was excited to find, and I grabbed 3 because I couldn't find the bigger ones, but I found these 97 cents of the crispy treats. So this is like a dupe for the Rice Krispies, and I'm so excited. And this is way stronger than the 3-wick candle, way stronger. So I will be testing that out. And then I grabbed a pumpkin cider. See, I'm just ready for fall. I have some things here I'm going to do in another video, just so this isn't like super long, of some decor I picked up too. Just like I said, I'm ready. Like, you know, we've hit fall. I'm ready to change everything over. I already have been dabbling, as we all know, but I'm ready to fully change over, decorate. Oh yeah. This is, I'm sorry, I was alone for a minute. Banana pumpkin bread. I don't know, this just sounded really good. And I could smell them all in store. This one's pretty light. It's like a hint of Oh, this one actually has notes on here. I don't think the other ones did. They're all like a little bit different brands, but they're all in that same price point of like this, like the littler ones are 97 cents. These are like 2. This says pumpkin, honey, cinnamon, banana bread, brown sugar, vanilla bean, and caramel. I get the caramel. I'm glad that I read that because I was like, I'm getting caramel, not banana or pumpkin. But let's see what that does warming. And then I grabbed this limited edition pumpkin apple muffin. So again, another just $2 one. So these I grab all different ones and I'll explain to you in just a second. And then the last one I grabbed was wild berry cheesecake. Not necessarily fall, but I do like to throw some fruit in there. And this one was super strong, yummy. So like I said, those were $1 to $2. And what I like to do is grab a bunch of random ones and make my own Franken melting, which we're going to talk about in the video. But this is a video I did a long time ago and I still have a few left, where I talked about how I take my wax melts and I just kind of think of something that I don't have in a wax melt and I make it out of the mixture. So this is like monkey bread, and it's 1 cube of peach cobbler, 1 cube of caramel apple, and 1 cube of the fresh baked bread from Goose Creek. So I burn those together and it just kind of gives me my own little cinnamon baked bread, delicious caramel thing. And this is another one that I'm going to pull for fall, and it's banana nut bread. It's half a cube of morning wood, which was from Adulting Candle Company, 2 cubes of banana pudding, and a half a cube of baked bread. So when I have I usually, pick these based on the size of warmer. So I have all different kinds. I have the plug into the wall ones. I have the giant cup ones. So based on how much wax I put in, like this is for one of those giant cup ones. But yeah, this really smells so good. Not that they don't smell good on their own, but I just have fun with it. So this is one of the other things I really do like about wax melting. So let's talk about it. So we're going to jump into the pros, and no, should I do cons first? We like to end on a happy note. Let's do cons first. So we're going to talk about the cons of wax melting. So the like, again, these are just my personal opinions. These are not like you have to agree. I wanted to start a conversation, but for me, for wax melting, I feel like sometimes, I know there's tips and tricks. These are a little bit harder to clean up. I do love a candle because the mess is contained. I can decide whether I want to really keep up on the soot or all of that, or if I just want to let it burn and be done with it. But with wax melting, once the scent is all out of it, you're stuck with the wax. So you have to either decide you're going to cotton ball it, freeze it, scoop it out. I've had some wax that it wasn't super, it was a little bit too emollient. So even the freezing technique didn't work. And I had to basically like take like a scratcher and like scratch the bottom. So I feel like overall wax melting, it just is a little bit harder of a cleanup. Now, if you spill a candle or you spill a wax melt, and we've all had that happen probably and cried, they're pretty much the same because it's wax. But I'm just saying with the candles being a little bit more self-contained, it feels like less cleanup comes from that. So they must stay next to a power source. I do love that I can move my candles around in case of emergency or whatever. With a wax melter, it has to either be plugged in and the electricity has to be working, or you have to be able to move it as long as your cord is. So that's a little bit of a con. I feel like these last a long time, which is on the pro side, but I kind of grow unaware of the scent before it's actually out. So I, a lot of times, am changing out wax and then I leave it like in a, I'll like freeze it and take it out, and whatever shape is left in, I'll smell it and I'm like, this still smells good. And I kind of feel like I don't know what to do with it at a certain point, because like I can no longer smell it. I kind of gone like, I can't smell the scent. So let me know, do you guys have that happen with wax? Like I almost change it out before it needs to be changed because I can't smell it anymore. And then a lot of times my biggest concern is those little bulbs. I sometimes can't find them anywhere. And I don't order from Scentsy anymore. I used to have a back stock of them from Scentsy, but that just got too expensive. They just got an upcharge price on a lot of their goods. I don't want to sell to get the discount. If any of you sell Scentsy, I loved Scentsy. But when you can get it more affordably, that's just my opinion. But sometimes I go to Walmart and I go to 3 or 4 Walmarts, I can't find the little bulb. So you have to have the bulb to make it work. So it's just a lot more pieces. And then I truly prefer to do the wall plugs from like Bath & Body or even Glade over wax melting in terms of just like a plug-in, because I just don't feel like my plugs ever work for very long. That's just my opinion. My bigger wax melters always do, but the littler ones that you plug in, I just feel like they die out super quick. So let's talk about the cons of candles. Let's be fair. There's cons to both. So the hazards are way higher with a candle. I've got some story times coming in my post-burn reviews of a couple of situations where I was sitting there watching the candle burn. I was just so like, when's it going to go down? When's it going to go down? I don't have to worry about that with a wax warmer. They are just proven to be more safe. I always know there's always that short and a wire type of story. I get it. But like, we could probably look up some statistics on how how more hazardy these are, and you have to keep them out of reach of pets, and well, that's for both. But with the fire, you really got to watch your kiddos. I remember there was a time when Aiden was little, I just didn't burn him because if he couldn't reach something, he would like move stuff. So I didn't want him to shake it down on top of him. So I just like quit burning my candles until like late at night when he go to bed. But it'd take me a long time to burn through a candle when I can only do a couple hours here and there. Typically, I don't know. So let me just see here. So there is more throw typically, and like the scent lingers, but a lot of times it doesn't matter. Like you can buy this is what I'm trying to say. Sorry. Gathering thoughts. Sometimes it's a slow walk up the stairs with my files. Like the scents are usually stronger, but they last a lot longer on a wax melt. I feel like you have to take so much more care of your candles to make sure that the scent is going to stay as strong. I can sometimes do a currentburn review where I'm like, this candle is strong, and I burned it for I usually do 2 3-hour burns, so I feel like I've got a good investment in that candle. And I can say something about it, and it gets to the halfway mark, and the bottom half is nothing. And I don't feel like that happens as much with cubes. You kind of can tell. I do believe there is a quality with the different types of cubes. Like I've gotten some Woodwick brand, and Scentsy never lets me down. Strong scent. I just want to pay that $6 when I could pay $1 and kind of almost get the same experience. But same thing with ALDI candles versus Bath and Body Works. It really just depends on what you want to have in your collection. But yeah, so they do generate a lot of soot. I've been noticing lately, the more and more I have to care for the wicks, and I'm still dealing with lots of soot. The inside of the candles are looking kind of creepy and crazy and sooty, and you don't have that with wax melting. So if that's something that really bothers you, or you're renting and you can't, it's in your contract or whatever it's called, lease, to not get soot on the walls, you have to go. You could, you could break it, but is it worth your deposit? So like you'd have to use wax melting. And so like there definitely are some different brands and things. Let's just talk about them down in the comments. Leave your best brands for both, because again, some people only have one option. Yeah, can't leave unattended. I left my wax melter on, and I don't do it all the time, like 24/7, but I've run down the street to Dollar General to pick up something for dinner. I didn't like turn off all my wax melter, but you better believe if I have to go grab milk from Dollar General, which is $2 from my house, I'm putting out all my candles, because I'm just not even going to lose anything. Or, I have a pet that stays home. And so that's another thing. Like it's a little bit less maintenance on the wax melt side, I feel like, overall in general. And then, like I said, if you burn as many candles as I do, it's a very expensive habit. This $2 wax is like 6 different weeks of burn if I want to really sparingly. But the way I burn a candle will be gone next week if I really get started on it now. So let's talk about pros, because I like to be positive, and this video is getting very long. So pros. Wax melting is flame-free. It's safer in so many ways. It's more inexpensive. Just typically, if you were to multiply the wax ounces, you would get a far better deal with wax cubes than you would with candles for the most part. Of course, there's some brands. I'm not talking about every brand, but if you will go for affordable, that's true. It's more office friendly for me because, again, there's no hazards, and kid friendly, but I think about the office because I usually take something with me to work. I do some single wicks. My office mates are very cool, but if anybody comes in that even says like it's bothering them, I just put it out. Wax melts are easy. I just turn it off. You know what I'm saying? So with candles that linger, the scent lingers a little bit longer. It's a lot easier for me to just be more conscious of others with wax melting and wall plugs too. And then I feel like sometimes you get a candle and you don't know until halfway through it's a dud, and then you have to decide, are you going to pack that up, take it back, return it? I'm pretty sure ALDI doesn't return, have a policy like that. We know Bath and Body Works does. Goose Creek doesn't. So sometimes you're just stuck with it. But with wax, you just have to add another cube. and it always makes the scent stronger. Yes, there's some lighter and some stronger throwers, just like candles, but for the most part, all you have to do is to add a cube. So that's definitely a pro with wax melting. And then of course, like I was sharing with you guys, my favorite part of wax is this Franken melting. I can't do this with candles really. I wouldn't like go through the trouble of adding candles together to see what they smell like, but this is very fun, and this is why I really will always use wax, even though you guys know I love candles. So let's talk about the positives of candle burning. So beyond trimming the wicks, like I said, as long as you don't spill it, which I don't hope you all don't, because I've had the mess and it's awful. The cleanup is pretty self-contained in the jar. So trimming wicks is the only thing. Packaging is a part of the experience. I feel like with wax melting, once it's in that jar, that's it. So it doesn't really need to come, like I said, these don't need to be $6, $8, $10. They don't need to decorate this. I can't display this, but I can display this. I can display this cute little jar. I can even like, you know, I love the experience of this. This looks very luxurious, and no one needs to know it was $4.99. It doesn't look like a $4.99 candle. So it's part of the experience. It's part of your decor. For me anyway, I've always used candles as a part of my decor. So that's definitely a pro for the candles. And then, I don't know, for me, watching candles provides different experiences. If I put on a powerhouse and I get to cleaning, my candle's like right there with me working, but I also love them for relaxing. I don't do baths, but I do reading by a candle, and it's just a very relaxing experience. So those are something I don't normally get from my wax. I'm sure some do, but I don't. I get that from a candle. And like I said, if power goes out, they're very helpful because they don't need electricity, and they're very giftable. I just feel like I could gift this a lot easier than I can gift this. I don't know. I don't want that to make anyone feel wrong, because if you have a wax melter in your life, I bet they'd love a whole bag of wax, but I just feel like a candle is such a nice looking gift. So those are my lists of pros and cons of wax melting versus candle burning. As you can see, I kind of made it pretty even, because when I sat down to do this video, I do know it was requested just to talk about a little bit, and I'm not even sure if I hit the topics they wanted, like price and all that, but you know, that's not really what I normally do too much of, is like break stuff down by ounce. So I kind of just shared with you why I love using both, and some of the duds or some of the cons, I guess you would call them, to using both. But I will continue to use both. But yeah, please let me know down below in the comments what you thought of this video. If you are excited about the Huntington home reviews, or if you guys want any more on that Franken melting, I've done a video in the past. I will try to remember to link it in the description box, but also I would be happy to do another one, so let me know in the comments, and then just let me know what I missed. What are the pros and cons for you of wax melting, candle burning, or both? And this video is crazy long, so if you're still here, I appreciate you so much, and I will see you in a video tomorrow. Take care, guys.